And my name is Boris, and I run the business development group at ModernLineFurniture. And we specialize in furniture, nightclubs, and bars all throughout the country. And really the concept that I'd like to introduce is using modular furniture product versus some of the more traditional custom built-in products. Just save a ton of money, which is basically why we're here. Bolstered every 6 months, every year, can be a significant expense. The other thing with furniture is that if you outlay less money for furniture initially, as well as lower your replacement and maintenance costs, that will significantly improve your IRR calculations for your investors. So when an investor comes to you and he's like, well, what's the return on my equity? Because when you're running those numbers, that initial capital outlay costs you more in that particular calculation. In addition, if you don't have to invest the extra 20, 30 grand, that's one less investor that you have to have. So it makes life significantly easier for you, and you ultimately get to put more money back into your pocket. Next slide, please. I want to touch on fabrics a little bit. You have different types of fabrics, and it's very important because you may be working with a designer, you may not be working with a designer. If you're not, you're choosing the fabric yourself. So you have natural fabrics, you have synthetics. I mean, the natural stuff is your cottons, cotton blends, linen, silks, and wool. Wool is probably the best natural fabric you can use. I wouldn't recommend it because obviously it all stains very easily. If someone offers you silk, please don't ever do it. It is very expensive. It's a complete waste of money, and it'll stain easily. Very difficult to clean. You have to hire a custom cleaner who's going to charge you an arm and a leg for it. And ultimately, I wouldn't want anyone to. I want you guys to spend as little money on clothes as possible. The synthetics you're dealing with are the acetates, the acrylics, microfiber. Everybody knows is probably the most popular one. Olefin is another. It's a very durable type of synthetic. It's very, very pricey. Sometimes difficult to get, but everybody works with that material. And I guess vinyl or pleather is the other one. Of the synthetics, vinyl is probably the best to use. It looks like leather. It is cheaper than leather. But it does hold up very well, especially if you take care of it. And the main point I want to bring up, you have to take care of your furniture, like any other product. It's an investment that you make. If you don't take care of it, it'll break down very quickly on you. At ModernLine, we work with leather. I think it's the best, the best material around because it has a lot of give. And ultimately, when you have people sitting up and down, high heels, you want your surface area to give. And with some of the other synthetics, there's not as much give, and that's why if a young lady's wearing extremely high heels and she steps on the furniture, it'll poke a hole in it. The other great thing about leather, unlike microfiber and some of the other natural fabrics, is that it really withstands cigarette burns. And there's no smoking in New York, but you have everybody trying to sneak a puff, and they just see security coming, they'll put it right out on the furniture. Where if you have like a natural fabric, or if you have even microfiber, you're going to burn a hole through your furniture, and there's really no way to fix it. With leather, it'll withstand that, and you can use leather cleaner and treater to really polish out that mark. You won't be able to see it. Next slide, please. Just listed on here some of the tabletop solutions people use. Wood, obviously, very good. Everybody uses it. Granite for bar tops is phenomenal. Marble, I advise against because it does tend to chip crack, and it's a softer stone than granite. So if someone's suggesting marble for you, I'd stay away from it. Acrylic and plexiglass, it's very lightweight, so if you have a more portable product, I'd highly recommend it. The only thing is if it's clear plexiglass, I'd stay away from it because it does scratch. So you want to use something with glossy or shiny or silver. Silver, I think, or gold or something that's sparkly. That way you can't really see the scratch marks. There's also another material called polycarbonate. A lot of those lava dance floors that you see, the top is made of polycarbonate. You can beat that material up with sledgehammers, and nothing will happen. It's incredibly durable. It's pricey. It is pricey, but I think it's probably one of the best materials around. We tend to work a lot with tempered glass. As long as just make sure if you're doing glass, it's got to be 1/2 inch thick. Anything thinner than that, like if it falls, it'll break. But if it's 1/2 inch or more, it's actually a pretty good product to use, and you can do a lot with it, with lighting, with putting your own. If you want to put logos on it, it's just very, very easy to do. A lot of people, what they do with glass, they put also a plastic film on it, just to give it a little bit of a buffer. But those are kind of the basic basic tabletop materials.
Last one, sorry.
No,
I don't know.
not if it's half inch. We have a client out in Suffolk, it's called NB Lounge. They have a bunch of they bought a bunch of tables from us, and they've had them for 6 months. It's a heavy party bar, and these bartenders, the bar tables have fallen, things have been thrown at them. Not even I was there 2 weeks ago, not even a scratch. I was equally surprised. Just some of the factors to consider when you're buying your furniture. First of all, is the cost. Not only the initial cost, but the ongoing cost, which can be significant if you're dealing with a manufacturer that's not reputable. If you're going through like designer or third party, make sure you know who the actual manufacturer is. That way, if you need a replacement part, if you need something done quickly, because tomorrow that designer could be out of business and you have no idea where your furniture came from. Durability, I think for me is the next one up there. Your furniture has to last you a long time. It has to. You're making that investment. You don't want to throw it out in 2 months or 3 months. You want it to be around for at least a couple of years until you're ready to switch up your look. And I think flexibility is one that our company offers, and it's a fact that's important to you because you have to be able to move your furniture around. Let's say you have a party of 50 people coming in. You can't accommodate them with a couple of little couches spread all the way around. You want to create a nice big VIP area for them. And if you can't accomplish that, then essentially what's happening is you're working to accommodate the needs of your furniture. It should be the other way around. Your furniture should accommodate your needs and the needs of your guests. And that way, the better you can accommodate your guests, the more money you can charge, the more flexibility you have with what kind of parties you can accommodate. And ultimately, that puts more that type of flexibility ends up putting more money in your pocket. And I think tufting is one thing I wanted to put in there. It's not an important factor because you can get tufted furniture. Not tufted furniture, it really doesn't matter. But I put it in there because I wanted to bring it up. I know people think that, what's the point of tufting? What is it? Tufting, it's when you have those buttons in the furniture, and it looks kind of old, because that's something more old-fashioned style. Well, those tufts actually do serve a purpose because it gives you the fabric that's covering your seating surfaces more give. So what happens is if you have a tuft, it gives your leather or whatever fabric you're using a chance to give with impact. So whether it's a high heel, whether it's someone's elbow, whether it's someone's kneecap, it doesn't really matter. That tufting actually helps your furniture last longer. The other thing that people are a little bit afraid of is stitching. Stitching does the same thing. If you make your couch out of one piece of fabric, think of it as a bridge. If you have a long bridge with no support in the middle, ultimately that bridge will collapse. Same thing with any furniture. So you want to have some stitching in there, so you're not dealing with one long piece of leather. No matter what fabric you use, just the stress of it will wear it down. Next one. This is just kind of a little comparison of built-in furniture, which is very popular, and modular furniture, which is a product that we use and I highly endorse. With built-in furniture, it does allow you to accommodate more unique spaces. If you have triangle, a hexagon, a kind of an irregular shape to your room, really built-in furniture is a very good option because you can accommodate the needs of that space and really maximize your square footage. You can use a very wide variety of materials. You can pretty much use anything you want with colors, with fabrics. I mean, it does give you that all those options. Kind of downside to built-in furniture is that it costs a significant amount of money because obviously made in the United States. United States labor is used. You pay those hourly rates. It's a custom product, and as you know, anything custom tends to be a lot more expensive. And it gives you absolutely no flexibility once you put it in there. So you put the built-ins in, and that's it. You're stuck with them for 2, 3, 4 years, however long you want, for better or for worse. Now with modular furniture, and that's furniture that's made up of anywhere between 2 and let's call it 5 components to make up really fit any space that you choose. I think there's a tremendous amount of flexibility because you can pretty much pick out of any number of collections, and some that we offer there. I mean, there are other purveyors and services of modular furniture there as well. Gives you a lot more flexibility, and not only in design and style, but also allows you to accommodate your guests much easier.